Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Coach Matt, EliteThrowsCoaching.com, Primal Athlete Training Center here in Cranston, Rhode Island, doing the weekly video this week from the home office because it is the end of fall and I had to write down a bunch of stuff for you guys because there's a lot to go over today. First of all, it is week 13 of our fall preseason training. That is the very last Sunday of fall preseason training, which means next Sunday is going to start the official week 1 of our in-season training. Now, you might think to yourself, this is a week late. It is not a week late. Indoor season this year, at least up here in Rhode Island and Massachusetts and other areas, indoor season is 14 weeks this year. Now, the reason for that is because of where the holidays fall and where the months and the weeks fall, and also where New England championships, national championships, and our state championships here in New England and the surrounding Northeast areas, where that all falls. So we are still going to peak you for week 13. Just so happens that week 13, or the last 13 weeks of indoor season, is weeks 2 through 14. So hopefully that makes sense. We have one extra week, which is why this week 13 from the fall carried into the first week of the winter. But this is not a bad thing. So as we've been working up to the past couple of weeks, our fall preseason training, this is max week. So this is what I want to read off to you guys. All right. So that's why I had to write this down. There's a lot to go through. What you're essentially going to see today is that there are 3 ways that you can max. Now, for those people who have been on the program now for the past 13 weeks or longer, you all are going to find your 1 rep max. Now, your 1 rep max, that is the heaviest weight that you can do for 1 repetition, and you are going to do that for both bench press and squat. Okay, so there's only 2 days this week. You are also going to do this because it's going to give you the most accurate amount of weight to use when we start getting into percentages for your in-season training. In season, you are working on percentages of your 1 rep max. So if the first week, let's give you an easy one. For example, say the first week we are at 40% of your 1 rep max, and your 1 rep max is 300. 40% of 300, 0.4 times 300 equals 120. So you know to put 120 pounds on the bar. Now, if you are, say, a little bit off, say it's 310, 40% of 310, do quick math in my head, is like, what is that, 304, 30, whatever it might be, just a little over 120 pounds. All right, so again, you're going to round down to 120 pounds anyway. So if you are, say, a 300-pound squatter and you think maybe an extra 5 pounds can go on the bar, give it a try. But if you miss it, not a huge deal, okay? 5% of 300 pounds is, very, very, very minuscule. It's not even enough for you guys to even put that amount of weight on the bar. Okay, so unless you have like a 3/4 pound weight plate to put on each side of the bar, it's not going to happen. All right, so find your 1 rep max, make it really, really, really heavy. Make it the heaviest weight that you can possibly do for 1 rep. But if for some reason you are exhausted, you are dead, and you think maybe 305 was going to go up and down, but 300 pounds like absolutely smoked you and 305 just ain't happening, it's okay, not a big deal if you're off by 5 or 10 pounds. Okay, taking that into account, the other way that you can max this week is for those people who maybe are not ready. Maybe you just got on the program during week 1 and you were a beginner or an intermediate lifter during week 1, and now it's week 13. If you don't feel comfortable with your 1 rep max, you can find your 3 rep max today. That is the heaviest possible weight that you can do for 3 repetitions. So for example, take squat for example. Say your 3 rep max in squat is like 195, and you think if you go 200 to 205 pounds, there's just no way you're going to hit it. Okay, So what you're going to do is take 195 and put that into the calculator that I provide in this workout. Type that in for the amount of repetitions and you will get your estimated 1 rep max. So you're finding your 3 rep max so that you can then find a very solid estimate of your 1 rep max. That way you can use that estimated 1 rep max for your percentages throughout the in-season. And then when we do max out, during the season, you'll actually be able to find your accurate 1 rep max, your exact 1 rep max. But for right now, getting your 3 rep max and then the estimate is the way to go. The other way that you can max out, which is not going to be as accurate, but certainly more accurate than just throwing a wild guess out there, but a lot less accurate than a 3 rep or the 1 rep max, is to find your 5 rep max. So 5 rep max, this is going to be for people who still consider themselves true beginners, people who maybe have only been squatting or benching with the bar for just a couple weeks. This is also going to be great for those people who are returning back to your team that may not have lifted for a couple months because they were playing another sport like football or soccer where they were not working out. This is also great for people who may not have lifted before or may have taken the entire summer and fall off and you may not have seen them since last year. It's a good way where they're not going to be going super, super, super heavy, but they can still push themselves, find a 5 rep max, and then put that 5 rep max into the formula that I'm providing. All you have to do is click the link, type in the amount of weight, the amount of reps, and it will spit out an estimated 1 rep max for you. So again, there are 3 different ways that you can max your bench and your squat this week. So you might be asking yourself, well, what do we do for the other days during the week? What do we do if we have true beginners on our team that have never worked out before? Well, real simple. If you have true beginners that have never worked out before, this week is where you introduce them to the movements. Maybe you take 1 or 2 days just to introduce squat patterns to them, and you teach them a body weight squat or a goblet squat holding a dumbbell or a kettlebell in their hand. Bench press, maybe you have them work on push-ups. Maybe you have them work with light dumbbell bench press. Maybe even with bench press, maybe you can just do the bar, start teaching them proper form and technique with the bar. The other days where you're not in the weight room, that is where we're going to be working on specific movements out at the circle. So you're going to be teaching them how to throw. Look, I own a gym. I support my family. I support, my wife and my 2 kids with the memberships that come into and the other money that comes into owning a gym. But a gym is a general way of training. Yes, you can make it very specific, which is what we do during the in-season, make it very specific for throwers. But what you really want to do is work the most specific type of training you can do for a thrower is to throw. So that's what you need to do. The other days where you are not in the weight room during the week, that is where you are taking your intermediate, your beginner, and your advanced throwers back through it just like they have never touched a shot put or a weight before in their life. So you're working on how you place it in the hand, release drills, standing little pop drills. We're working on footwork for power position, working from the ground up. All the stuff that you see in all these other videos, that's what you're going to be doing this week out at the circle, okay? So again, the training this week for your beginner, intermediate, advanced athletes, we are hopefully finding either a 1 rep, 3 rep, or 5 rep max, and then estimating their 1 rep max if they find the 3 or the 5. Again, it's all explained in the PDF. The other thing that we're going to be doing is very specific training, teaching them what's going on in the circle. That way you guys aren't spending a ton of time in the weight room, more time than necessary, and you're not going through and doing conditioning and, running laps and all the other type of crap that you see a lot of people doing, like making throwers run 4 laps and, doing all different types of, long runs and, long conditioning, long endurance stuff that really does not make any sense. That's how you want to do it this week. All right? Hopefully that makes sense. Again, glad I could kind of hit myself in the face, write all this down for you. Throw that over there. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Also, we are almost ready to release that new information to you guys and how you can take part in the podcast, webcast, whatever you want to call it. I hope to be starting that up on Sunday. If you guys are already a part of it, you're going to get the emails about it this week to the newsletter. If you are not already part of the newsletter, go to EliteThrowsCoaching.com, sign up to be a part of the newsletter, and you guys will get kind of the first people to learn about this new kind of live webcast podcast thing that we're going to be doing, exactly how you can sign up, and how you can get to talk with me on Sundays for an hour, get your questions answered, do it live online, instant answers to help you out for the following week. All right, hope everything is great. Guys, let me know if there's any questions. Just leave a comment down below this video or email me, and I will talk to you real soon.